see goodness surrounding me. I see love in every breath I breathe. I feel God in everything. I see happiness, I see freedom. I see the beauty that lives in me. I see perfection in what life brings. I see God in everything. I feel joy, I feel peace, I feel goodness surrounding me. I feel love in every breath I breathe. I feel God in everything. I feel happiness, I feel freedom. I feel the beauty that lives in me. I feel perfection in what life brings. I feel God in everything. I know joy, I know peace, I know goodness surrounding me. I know love in every breath I breathe. I know God in everything. I know happiness, I know freedom. I know the beauty that lives in me. I know perfection in what I bring. I know God's in everything. I know God's in everything.
Hello, I am Pat Byrne, prayer practitioner at the Center. Please join me in prayer. This spiritual mind treatment affirmative prayer is for this service and for each person that helped put this service together and for each person listening. God is the infinite creator, the source of all. God is powerful. God encompasses absolutely everything. God is. God is love, beauty, peace, wisdom, harmony, joy. Each person is made in the image and likeness of God. Each person is one with all. Each person co-creates with God. I claim, because of this service, that each person is experiencing a greater awareness of God. Each person is seeing, feeling, knowing, and expressing more love, beauty, peace, wisdom, harmony, and joy in their life now, and to a greater degree than ever before. Each person is co-creating with God more good in their life, whether it is in relationships, work, health, creativity, or abundance. And by co-creating, I mean thinking and feeling the thoughts of what is wanted rather than what is. I am so grateful that all I need do is release this word to God and know that God always says yes, and it is done, and so it is. Here's today's affirmation from our Prayers of Wisdom and Vision book. I am ready to trust and accept my true calling. I accept this good that is mine right now. I fully realize the good I desire is already mine because of who I am, a spiritual being. And so it is.
Good morning, and welcome to the Sunday morning service at the Center for Spiritual Living Santa Rosa. Whether you have the good fortune to be here live or if you're joining us online. Wherever you are, whoever you are, whenever you are. We're so pleased you're with us today as together we explore the science of mind philosophy, which allows us to both study and practice oneness, love, and egalitarian empowerment. These studies and practices give rise to a vision for us of a world that works for everyone. And a special welcome if you're new. Did I say who I was? I forgot. Oh, well. Good morning. I'm Joyce DeFala, a minister here at the center. And as I was saying, a special welcome to anyone who may be here for the first time. We're so glad you have made your way to us. You can find out more about us and what we provide and the various things we offer, both online and live, if you go to our website, www.cslsr.org. There's also a way on that website to easily and safely make a donation. And we so appreciate the donations that have sustained us, the staff, the center, through the pandemic, and now as the landscape continues to shift and we return to coming out again. You can also, if you're here this morning, actually literally do that wonderful thing of dropping something in the basket, and if you are the kind of person who likes that physical act rather than an electronic act, you can send us a check. So, whether you are here in this room, whether you are here anywhere else in the world, I invite us all in this moment together as one united spiritual community to simply take a breath and relax and open to the gift of this service, the music, the message, that special thing that is here just for you.
You with the sad eyes, don't be discouraged, oh I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can lose sight of it, and the darkness inside you makes you feel so small. But I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. Your true colors are beautiful like a rainbow. Show me a smile then. Don't be unhappy, can't remember when I last saw you laughing. If this world makes you crazy and you've taken all you can bear, you call me up and you know I'll be there. And I'll see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful like a rainbow. this world makes you crazy, and you've taken all you can bear, you call me up because you know I'll be there, and I'll see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors, true colors, your true colors are shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful like a rainbow.
Good morning, beautiful people of the Center for Spiritual Living. And how wonderful to have live music. Thank you so much for that wonderful opening. Yes. And wasn't that wonderful? Who was that strange woman who just started coming up onto the stage and talking to us without introducing herself, like we don't know who she is? Hi, Reverend Joyce. I am Edward Viljoen, and I am so delighted to be here with you as we talk today on the topic, which is the call to freedom. Now, we're talking about a special kind of freedom today. We're talking about freedom from the things that keep us from thriving in life. You know, like fear. Franklin Roosevelt, in his first inaugural address, said those famous words, "The only thing we have to fear is fear itself." And as true as those words are, we can also be mindful not to minimize the experiences we are having in life in this world today, right now, that are very scary. And not to minimize the bravery that it takes to face them, to face getting up in the morning sometimes. You know, being brave. It doesn't mean a person won't be shaking, won't be trembling. So today I'm opening my heart compassionately to those people in our world who are trembling. Those people who are experiencing harm. And those people who are helping them. I'm thinking in particular about the first responders who are helping at the site of the collapsed condominium in Florida. Yeah. So let us begin our time together with an affirmative prayer for everyone who is helping and for those who are hurting. So I invite you to take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, if it feels comfortable to do so, let your eyes close. And then, in this state of prayerfulness, let each one of us, according to our own way, acknowledge the divine in whatever form feels right and appropriate. And let us let go of everything else just for this moment and enter into that attitude of gratitude for first responders, for helpers everywhere, whether in Miami or Northern California or Southern California, in this nation, or anywhere where people are helping each other. And let us abandon all other considerations just for this moment in time and center our attention on appreciation for those who serve. And let us, through our meditation of gratitude, Abandon those things that separate us and instead feel our unity with each other, and let that felt experience of unity keep fresh before us this particular moment of prayer like a resolve, so that in the days and the months and the years to come, we will not abandon our memory, our knowing of that which has been given by so many through service. And may we stay rooted in this mindfulness with open hearts, especially to those who are struggling, wherever they may be emotionally or physically, so that we, in our own thoughts, remain a safe harbor for them. And may our contemplation of gratitude inspire us to likewise help and give, to be kind, and to trust the capacity that humankind has to be loving. And I invite you to take this moment of prayer to be a moment of visualization for that world that we heard spoken in the welcome, of a world in which people are living according to the spiritual truth of their own understanding, in which humanity continues to awaken to its spiritual magnificence, and where we live as one family, kinship with all life, where unity and connection continue to guide us through the experiences of our life, through to the knowing that peace prevails. And then to bring this moment of prayer to a close, I invite you to say with me the formula that we use to complete it like this. And so it is. There is so much going on in our world, you know. Sometimes I don't want to read the news, you know. That's no use. There's so much help that is needed and so many issues that are important, and it can be overwhelming to tackle all of it at once. And you know what happens when we are overwhelmed? You know, with something like, say, for example, a pandemic. You know, we sometimes don't know where to begin and what to do. And some of us withdraw. Some of us haven't had the option to withdraw. We had to. In 2018, a friend of mine who is a doctor wrote on his social media a plan for how to respond to moments of difficulty. And there's so much wisdom in what he wrote that I have kept it through all the years as a guide. It's doctor's orders, I call it. I'll just call him the doctor. And he says in moments of overwhelm, the first thing for us to do is to connect with each other. He writes, there is something special about being in proximity to another person, holding hands, working together. Oh, how we have longed for that as a community. And I want to let you know that we've got plans. We are planning to bring tables and chairs into that bare, barren social hall and turn it into a place where we can actually sit and talk and have coffee and commune and connect. Who would have thought to make it truly a place that is a social hall? What about that? Yeah. And the doctor carries on to say, something happens to the nervous system that does not happen at a distance. Something calming, connecting. So, hug your friends and neighbors more often. Well, during the pandemic, we experienced the inability to do that and experienced a decrease in that kind of community. And when that happens, with that, there is the potential loss of caring. And when we don't practice being caring, we don't get better at it. We may actually begin to care less, to get out of practice. And that brings me to the second doctor's order, which is to care, connect and care. And the doctor writes, empathy has stopped more acts of violence than perhaps anything else. So be present for someone, whether you know them or not. Like at the supermarket while shopping and pushing a cart around, look into someone's eyes and smile. Now you can when you're in the supermarket, right? Small moments of connection, he says, can certainly make someone's day. And I think about the ripple effect of doing that. I can't know for sure what my small acts of caring will ripple out to do in the world, but I'm confident that they do. And likewise, I can't know for sure what my acts of carelessness will ripple out to do in the world. But what I can know is that I have some freedom and agency when it comes to the question, should I care or care less? And during times of stress and overwhelm, it's so important to take care, to be caring, to practice care in those areas where we can. Because we may not be able to reach out and wrap our arms around the entire world and every single thing that needs our attention. So we must take care where we can, where we ought to, and practice it, whether that is with a houseplant or a pet, for yourself, or for a loved one, or for a community. Because what I practice at, I get better at. Next, the doctor says we are to communicate. Connect, care, communicate. So let's explore that thing called small talk. And then we'll talk about big talk. Small talk and big, small talk. I mean, really. It used to be something I avoided. I was going to say like the plague, but I thought that would be bad taste. I used to avoid small talk because I didn't care to have conversation about things that were of no great significance or importance, and I would dismiss it as superficial and unnecessary. But I've learned that communicating has real purpose and value spiritually and socially and for health, emotional. And not all conversations can be profound, Edward. The complexity of life can't always fit into an easy conversation. And it doesn't need to. Small talk is like an invitation to share, to witness, to be witnessed, to be seen, to hear, to be heard. And it can create the space where deeper social connections have the possibility of emerging. So when we communicate, we create it's a common ground of safety and trust. I grew up in South Africa where the idea of talking to people was alien to us. You don't talk to people out in the public. So when I got to the United States of America, especially in California, and the person at the store would say to me, "Hello, how are you?" I was like, "Good God, why are you talking to me?" Well, the answer to that is because when we feel socially connected, our happiness and our well-being has the opportunity to increase. So now I talk. I talk to people. It's delightful. and talk to people in the supermarket, at the dog park, standing in line to buy coffee. I connect to open to more of what this beautiful world is. And I don't try to find deep meaning in every connection. It's not always available there, but what is available, I would call it the antidote to isolation. And the more I practice small talk, the better I get at big talk. You know? The really important conversations. So let's talk about the big talk. Because in these times, there are so many important conversations to have. So our work can be, for example, to practice expressing ourselves without violence. You practice saying what must be said, what needs to be said, in the most beautiful way that is possible. And to practice that until it is your authentic way. Not just something you're working at. In other words, work at it until it no longer needs work. And that takes forever. I remember learning about the destructive ways of my words, and when I started to take responsibility for the emotional impact of my communication and what it left around me, when I started to own that, my life changed. I didn't stop having difficult conversations. I didn't stop being conflict avoidant. But I did start being more confident in who the real me is. This is particularly important, you know. These days when so much of our communication is online because that screen or that device sets up this artificial barrier between your heart and mine, and then I could fall into communicating without care and without connection. Oh. Now, don't get me wrong, I love that we have the ability to communicate and connect through technology. You know, we're doing it online. We're connecting with people in other cities, in other countries, and we're also connecting with people who are vulnerable and may not be able to be here in person just yet. And I don't want to minimize at the same time, as important as that is, I don't want to minimize the importance of face-to-face encounters. Whether it is here in your spiritual community or whatever city you are in. Let me read to you a little extract from an article. It's called Easiness versus Happiness. Online communication is quick and easy. It's particularly important for people who live away from family and friends. However, research suggests that people tend to be happier after face-to-face compared to online interactions. Research in China found that face-to-face time with friends and family was also associated with a better long-term quality of life that didn't measure up in the same way when it was purely online. While social media helps us stay in touch, it needs to be supplemented with some other real stuff, like face-to-face time. So, as the world opens up, the doctor orders us to gather. Gather. That's the next piece of the doctor's order. Gather. Connect, care, communicate, gather. You can show care for yourself by showing up wherever your community is and at whatever your level of comfort is. Join, mix, participate. So if you're listening on the radio on KSRO or if you're watching from another city, one of the things you can do is look to your neighborhood for places and events and meetups and then show up according to your level of comfort. come together. And then the doctor says when you do that, you're stirring up a vortex of creation to change ourselves, our communities, and our nation. Stirring up a vortex of creation to change ourselves, our communities, and our nation. Listen to that. Stirring up a vortex. You go stir up a vortex. I am a vortex stirrer. No, it's too tricky. Never mind. For our local audiences here in Sonoma County, something that I just did, because as I prepare these notes, I always go and test it out to see. Look to my local community, and I found SonomaCounty.com. SonomaCounty.com has a magnificent site with a calendar of events. Not only are there amazing things to do in our county, but there is a particularly mindful notice on the calendar. I think it was prepared for our message today. We encourage everyone to practice an extra dose of kindness and consideration when visiting Sonoma County. Coming back from a global pandemic takes time, and many businesses, they are still ramping up, which includes staffing levels. True. So I want to apply that. We can apply that. We can apply that to our families. We're coming back, an extra dose of patience and kindness. In your workplace, they're coming an extra dose of kindness and patience. Apply that. And if face-to-face is not available to you yet, maybe you don't feel ready, that's fine. Then certainly use technology until you are ready. And certainly you supplement technology with something like nature. Technology, you can, for example, take a look at our online bulletin. You got the little card, right? With the QR card, you open your QR reader or your camera, and you take a picture, and there's the weekly bulletin. And everything you will ever want to do available for you. And if that's, not something for you, then supplement your online experience by making a date with nature to take in its beauty, because nature's beauty is restorative and healthy and healing. The Irish poet John O'Donoghue. Beholding beauty, I wish I could do his accent. Beholding beauty dignifies your life. Isn't that wonderful? Beholding beauty dignifies your life. It heals you and calls you out beyond the smallness of your limitations to experience new horizons. To experience beauty is to have your life enlarged. When I hear that, beholding beauty in nature, it makes me think of our new assistant minister, Reverend Russ Laguerre, because he's driving across the nation and he's making videos in all the national parks as he goes along. And some of you, I know, I've seen you watching and commenting, and you can do that. You can go see his videos on our Facebook group. You don't have to be a member of Facebook, or you don't have to have an account. Just go to our website. Look under media, and it'll give you the link where you can view from the outside. You can see his journey across the nation, and it's rather exquisite to see the beauty that he is experiencing. So enjoy that. Now, observing beauty in nature is similar to, it's just like listening to music or viewing art or dancing or creating in any way, because it opens up something in us. It enlarges our possibility thinking. It sorts things out. Our COO, Linda Han, she sent me an article about pandemic brain. A kind of mild disorientation. Where you find yourself repeating stories a couple of times in one conversation, or misplacing something that's right in your hand. I wonder why she sent it to me, but anyway. A lot of it comes from being slightly out of practice, being social. Yeah. So in the article, a professor at Oslo University, he studies the neuroscience of music, he says that simply listening to music increases oxytocin production, which generally contributes to feelings of empathy and goodwill. And music has also been shown to lower cortisol levels in the body, stress reduction, as long as the music is music you enjoy. It's not going to work if you hate it. And then it's even more pronounced if you're playing it or singing along or moving along to it. And so, doing all of this music activity is connected to improved cognitive process in the long term. Maybe that's why Linda sent it to me. But I was thinking about that, and so I want to say thank you to the musicians for helping us heal our pandemic brain. Okay, you know what else improves our well-being and our stress management and our cognition? Meditation, contemplation, mindfulness practices, affirmative prayer. And we've got practice groups for you. We've got resources for you if you don't know your way through that world of spiritual practice. They're online at the moment because we're not quite ready to bring them in-house. Remember, extra dose of patience and kindness. And we've got individual prayer with a licensed prayer practitioner. We're not quite ready to bring people that close to each other, but it's online. It's available where you can be in a room with somebody who will listen to you in no uncertain terms, tell you the spiritual truth of your being. What a gift. I don't understand why those rooms are not bursting at the seams. After service today, go home and tune in and get a prayer. Let somebody partner with you to know the truth about your being. Let me get to the final point that the doctor prescribes. I wonder what it might be. Love. Surprise. Love one another. Be loving. Trust love. I have a practice because I sometimes forget that love is the only power. Do you? And I invest in all kinds of other energy. Revenge, snarkiness, So I have to come home to love, and I ask myself, as soon as I feel, those telltale signs, irritation, annoyance, when I feel them rising up, I ask myself, what would love have me do? And it can be challenging to remember this when times are troubled. And so it does help to be gentle with yourself and with other people, and an extra dose of patience and some love. So the doctor's orders are to connect, to communicate, to gather, to care, and to love. When times are rough in the world, sometimes it helps me to look back at the other frightening times of my life and ask myself, what have I gathered from the experiences? What has been learned? And here's my list. Now, you've probably got your own. And if you don't, what a wonderful exercise to sit down and write down what have you learned from the rough spots in your life. So I'm going to focus on the beneficial ones now. Number 1. Nothing permanently means what I think it means. So hold it lightly with possibility in mind. Number 2. this too shall pass in one way or another. So try to wait. Number 3, goodness, truth, and kindness are my friends, and they can be trusted. 4, I must live harmoniously among people I disagree with. So deal with it. Number 5, diversity is the natural way of things, and diversity demands complexity. Accept it. Number 6, be brave. Just because you're shaking or hurting, it doesn't mean you're not brave. Number 7, speak up for those who cannot speak up for themselves. Don't forget them. Number 8, be vigilant about your inner life, Edward, and keep it well. Don't put it last in priority. And now I have a new one to add to the list. Follow the doctor's orders. Connect more, care more, communicate more, gather more, and love more. I invite you to take a breath in with me. And as you exhale, let your eyes close as we take a moment of contemplation. In the infinity of life where I am, all is whole because the full living Spirit is present in its undiluted form. And though my eyes may not be able to see that always, my heart knows it, my mind senses it, and my entire being stands for it. And so, I confirm and affirm, no matter what is going on and no matter where I stand, that love is the only power, that peace is the way, and that there is a power greater than I am, moving in and through me, expressing its love through my affection in this world. I trust that love. And I celebrate and acknowledge that something wonderful moves through me when I know this. And I also acknowledge that when I contemplate in this way in affirmative prayer, my thoughts of the heart are acted upon by a spiritual law that translates it into experience. And so I look forward to seeing love show up through me in this world. And so it is. It is time for our community building through announcements. And as you know, some of our announcements are recorded and some of the elements of our service are live. And slowly, we will be bringing more and more live elements. Today we have some wonderful announcements prepared for us on video. Afterwards, we'll have our benediction and our closing music. And we will open the sanctuary for orderly exit. So enjoy a moment of community building through announcements, and then we'll have our benediction.
Hello, I'm Randy Coleman, a member of the Board of Trustees. I'm pleased to be sharing some announcements with you today. This afternoon, Claire Victor offers her sound bowl healing from 4:40 to 6 p.m. Registration closes at 1 p.m. today, so be sure to sign up at Stepping Stones Bookstore before then. Tomorrow is the monthly conversation circle, The Third Act, facilitated by Reverend Joyce Kinsel. Join Reverend Joyce in a discussion about how life as an elder unfolds. Our monthly meditation for world peace is this Wednesday, June 30th at 7 p.m. Join in this powerful practice circle that invokes peace for all the world. There is still time to sign up for the last 2 summer class offerings this summer. Dr. Kim's class, The Science and Spirit of Ecology, begins July 13th. Reverend Tara facilitates a morning and an evening version of Spiritual Principles and Practices, an introduction to our teachings. Those classes begin on August 2nd. There are 2 Wednesday offerings coming up in July. Reverend Joyce Dufala facilitates lunchtime learning on Wednesdays in July. The conversation is based on Dr. Michael Beckwith's book, Spiritual Liberation. At Wednesday Night Live in July, you'll have the opportunity to get to know our new assistant minister, Reverend Russ Laguerre, a bit better. Dr. Edward leads the conversation, 7 p.m. on Wednesday, July 7th. As always, our practitioners are available to pray with you following this service. Just go to the yellow banner, New Sunday Links on our website homepage, and then click on the link for after service prayer. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead, and thank you so much for being part of our amazing spiritual community.
These days, I'm thinking a lot about what is ahead of us and how our center, how our community, and how our world will emerge into the future that is, well, it's upon us now. I'm Nancy Reynolds. I'm the president of the Center's Board of Trustees, and I have a special invitation for you. Our center is part of a larger organization called Centers for Spiritual Living. And I have to tell you, we are an important part of that greater community. Centers for Spiritual Living is taking a stand for a world that works for everyone by purchasing a beautiful, established camp facility in Oregon. It's about an hour northwest of Portland. This is a place where people can come together to play and to learn and grow in community. In fact, our CSL teen groups held their camps at this facility in 2004 to 2007. It's a place to call our own, where our teens, our families, our people can come together. It's a place where CSL can share our message of love and oneness with other groups that use the facility who actually don't even know us yet. In order to make the camp purchase, CSL is in the middle of a capital campaign to raise $1.5 million. You know how they're going to do it? $1 at a time, $5 at a time, $20 at a time. Of course, there are larger donors, and you certainly can be one of them. CSL Santa Rosa will be contributing a substantial amount to the campaign on behalf of our center. And I'm excited to tell you that as we were discussing the campaign behind the scenes, a donor came forth who offered to match your donations, dollar for dollar, up to $2,500. That means every dollar, $5, or whatever you can give will be matched to bring that amount and bring an additional $5,000 donation from our center. How do you make a donation? Easy. Our webmaster, Alan Yeager, has set up a page on our website where you can make your donation and learn more about the camp. He's got some information there for you. And for those who like to write a check, like me, you can mail that check to the center, or when you're at the center for Sunday service, you can drop it in the offering basket on the way out of the sanctuary. Now, here's the important part. Be sure to write on your check or note on your online donation that it's for the camp campaign, so we can be sure to credit it for that matching donation. And we need to act now. Our deadline for this matching offer is July 15th. I am so looking forward to sharing the results of this local campaign with you right after that date. The website, you'll need that, CSL sr.org. Look for the photo of the camp on the homepage. You'll just scroll right on down till you find it and click on that link, and you'll find everything that you need. This is such an incredible opportunity to be a part of the world we envision, a world where all life is honored as expressions of the divine, where we live as one global family. I really hope you'll join me in supporting this camp campaign. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Claire Victor, a prayer practitioner emeritus here at the center, but I also work with sound as a healing vehicle. Now, in Science of Mind, we teach that healing is a revelation of wholeness, that which is already within us, around us, and through us. But if you're like me, sometimes the stress of day-to-day living can get my mind going a mile an hour, and I forget to come home to my compassionate heart. So using Tibetan sound bowls and my crystal sound bowls and an array of other instruments, this is your invitation to practice some compassionate self-care. I'll be using guided meditation and chakra healing and creating this place where we can drop under the stress of our noisy minds into that place of deep repose, rest, to relax and recalibrate the nervous system, so to say. So I hope that you can join us, and I look forward to meeting you there. Namaste.
And now it is time for our benediction. So I invite you to say after me, something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind, life is in my body, and life is in my affairs. I think it, I feel it, and I accept it, just the way that it is, and just the way that it is not. Thank you, life. Know with me that you are never alone, that Spirit is right where you are, that you have only to look within at any moment to know that your life is guided, sustained, and empowered by a presence that expresses its love through you in this world. In deepest gratitude, let us live our lives accordingly, so that in everything that we do and say and think, we honor this presence within. And so it is. Time for our closing song. It's so wonderful to be with you. I'll see you next week.
So let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a